Welcome to the Fight Forum. My name is Andre Jacobs, and it's only right that we speak about Brian Ortega following his fantastic performance against the Korean Zombie at UFC Fight Island. Now, if you watched the video prior to his fight with the Korean Zombie, this guy here bet against Brian Ortega. Yeah, I know he is a great fighter, but I wasn't expecting him to have a performance like that. That was insane. Right, so the thing that impressed me the most was simply the improvements he made as a fighter. We'll reference it as Brian Ortega 1.0 and Brian Ortega 2.0. Now, Brian Ortega 1.0 was a good striker. We saw that in some of his fights, specifically the fights against Frankie Edgar and Thiago Tavares. However, fighting against the Korean Zombie was completely different. Ortega had maybe 3 or 4 weapons before, and he would sort of rinse and repeat those in hopes of getting into scrambles where he could like take the neck or take a joint or an arm or an arm, something like that, you know. Submission grappling stuff, the type of stuff we love Ortega for. However, in this fight against the Korean Zombie, it's like he came back to the Octagon with, well, instead of having 4 weapons, he had 12, and these were finely tuned weapons of mass destruction. He beat the fuck out of the Korean Zombie. It was such an impressive performance, you know, that spinning back elbow. I believe he put the Zombie on his ass pretty around the first round, but the second round, when he hit that spinning back elbow, lined him up perfectly and just rotated and cracked him in the face. Mwah, kiss the fingers. That was beautiful, beautiful stuff. Korean Zombie really wasn't able to come back after that. It was essentially fight. It didn't really end the fight, but it ended the fight in the sense that Korean Zombie wasn't the same afterwards. And, you know, that really impressed me. He didn't need to go to the well of submissions at all, really, in the fight. But you know that it's there. So he showed myself and the entire world that this is now Brian Ortega 2.0. And I'm very, very excited for Brian Ortega 2.0, and I think you guys are as well. Now, there's a whole load of talk about Ortega fighting the UFC featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. That would be a hell of a fight. If it was Brian Ortega 1.0, it would have been a hell of a fight. But now that we've got this new and improved T-City, now we've got this new and improved Brian Ortega. This fight becomes even more interesting because we know Alexander Volkanovski is a great striker and he's able to mix his striking up with his wrestling expertly. But now Ortega also has his own elite level of striking. Well, I'm not going to call it elite. I'm going to call it very, very good. Very good striking and elite grappling. If it goes to the floor, I don't know how Volkanovski is going to be able to deal with that. It will be a very interesting fight. I want to see it. I want to look back at all of their fights in total and make a prediction from there. But it's actually kind of difficult because this new Ortega, although he had some of the things he had prior to this performance, there are so many new little tidbits that I'd need to spend a lot of time looking over the fight that he had with the Korean Zombie, and then I'd need to look at what Alexander Volkanovski does and sort of compare those two. I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing that. Life's good. If these two fighters fight, who do you think's gonna come out on top? Will it be the UFC featherweight champion? Or will it be Brian Ortega? Let me know in the comments. If you like our content, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, share, and we'll be back soon. Cheers.